Okay, so you've cut your material and you should have two long pieces like this. Two long thin pieces for the handles and 4 rectangles. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one long piece away and you're going to leave your other piece right side up. Then you're going to take one of your rectangles and you're going to place it right side down onto the other one, like so, and you're going to sew down that edge there. Lift your foot, pull it away, cut your ends. And because this one wasn't very straight, I am just going to neaten that bit up. Chop that end. So now you're going to do exactly the same again. You're going to get another one and you're going to attach it to the other side along the edge. So you can pin these into place if you like. Again, lift your foot, cut your ends. Now what you're going to do, you'll have a piece like that, where you've got your flaps coming out. So you're now going to bring the other end of that long piece of fabric and you're going to bring it up. And it's going to make like a box, but with a hole in the bottom, if you see what I mean. And you're going to sew down that edge there. Lift your foot, trim your ends. Move your thread back. So that's what your ends, that particular one looks like, and you've got the hole at the bottom. You'll do exactly the same on the other side. So those two pieces there will match there. Again, cut your ends. So now you're going to form the box on the bottom of this. So at the present you have your box shape, but you have holes at the bottom. So now what you're going to do is you're going to bring those two pieces together. And you're going to sew across there. Make sure you get the corners in, because otherwise you'll end up with a small hole. Again, trim your ends. And you're going to repeat that again to the other side. So pull your fabric like so. And you're going to sew across there. Again, trim your ends. Turn this one the right way out. This one will make the inside or the liner of this particular bag. So again, with your long piece of fabric with the right sides, you're going to start again. I'm just going to cut those selvage edges off. And face down onto one side. So that's the right side down onto the right side of the fabric. Again, sew the edge. Cut your ends. And again, you're going to put that other one onto the opposite side. Raise your foot, cut your ends. So you've got your pieces. So you're now going to bring the bottom up and join along each side. Raise your foot, cut your yarn, and repeat to the opposite side. Just make sure you line your edges up so that they're nice and neat. Edges, your threads off the ends, and again you've got your box shape with the holes in the bottom. So you're now going to do exactly the same. Pull your fabric apart and you're going to sew across the end. Raise your foot, cut the thread, and repeat to the other end. So again, pull it apart, you're going to sew across the end. Lift your foot, cut the ends. This one you're going to leave inside out, because this is the outer part. So you're now going to take your long strips. Depending on how long you want your handles, you could either have them the full length or you could cut them in half. I'm going to cut this particular one in half because I think it'll be too long otherwise. I'm just going to remove that selvage edge. You're going to fold it in half and you're going to sew down this edge. Remember, right sides together, and then you're going to turn it. Lift your foot, cut your ends, and then because I'm only using the one strip, I'm going to fold it in half and cut it down the middle. You're then going to turn these inside out. So I take a good chunk of it and push it through the centre, and you can use your finger if your fingers aren't long enough. Sometimes mine manage it like they have now. You can grab the other end and pull it through. If the part gets stuck like that one, get yourself a knitting needle or a skewer just to poke the end out. Again with the other piece exactly the same way. Put your finger down the end and pull it through. So you have two handles. So what you're going to do now with the outside of your bag, for this part I pin the two seams together on the box section, just so I know the bag is square when I put the handles on. Again, I'm going to meet those two seams up and pop a pin in. And then what I tend to do is with my handles, if you can see, I pop it inside the bag. I try to get it as central as possible. Just pop a pin in each one, each handle. So although it's on the right side, it will be sewn onto the, it will be hidden in the seam when we put the next bit in. And then I flip the bag over and I do exactly the same, but I measure from the one that's already in where the handle needs to be, which is a good way of making sure that your bag is square. So just like that, and I'll just pop a pin in there to hold that one in place, and then this one will go down, and again just make sure it meets the other one when they're lined up, and pop a pin in. So you're now going to remove those pins that held the box section in, and you're going to grab the part that's the right way out, which is the liner, and you're going to place that inside so that the two right sides are facing each other. And you're going to get the two box sections and you're going to join the seam. So the seam that I'm going to use as the opening, I only put two pins in, one on each corner. That way I know where my start and finish are for sewing. Okay, And then I go to the other box section and I do exactly the same, but I will put 3 pins in this one, so I know that this is not the opening section. Line your seams up. And then I'll pop one in the middle. And then I go to the main sides. I line them up at the top. I pop a pin before the strap, in the middle of the strap, and then after that strap. Turn the bag and do exactly the same on the other side. So when your bag is pinned, you have 3 pins on that side, because that isn't an opening one. That side is fully pinned. That side is the opening side where you're going to turn. So it has 2 pins, and that side again is fully sewn. So you're going to start at this pin here on the opening side, and you're going to sew all the way around the edge and come back to this one. Lay your seams in the direction that they want to fold. Just go round the top. Nearly there. Just feed it gently round. Come to that last pin. Stop, pull it out. Cut your thread at that end and cut your thread at the start. So you can now remove all of your pins. Okay, and where you have your gap, you're going to pop your hand in and pull that out. Okay, so you'll have your handles. That's your liner, so you want to push that back in. And then where you have your opening, which mine is here, tuck that in. You can pin this, I'm not going to, but you're going to top stitch all the way around. I start under here and then I'll work my way back to here all the way around the bag. Just make sure that you tuck your edge in on your opening edge. So again, check your edges as you're going round. Feel free to pin if it's easier for you. Just watch your handles as you're going past, because you don't want them to be sewn down. We're nearly there. So before I get to where I started, I am just going to trim the thread off. and then just move slowly on so that the seams meet. Raise my foot, cut my thread, and there is my completely washable lunch bag. You can put a stopper on the top with a button, whatever fastening you like. These are being done for the NHS, so that's why they're cotton inside and out. You can use a wipeable material on the inside if you don't want to use cotton. And there's a lunch bag, a smaller version which I have done. Is this one. So again, done exactly the same way, it's just smaller parts of fabric. Thank you.